And thanks for watching KBOI 2 News First at 4. I'm Natalie Hurst.
And I'm Brent Hunsaker. KBOI 2 News is learning more about a deadly officer-involved shooting on the Boise bench.
Now, this shooting happened just overnight at a home near Malad and Gorley Streets. Glenn Beebe starts our team coverage live with an update on this investigation.
That's right, Natalie and Brent. Since daybreak, investigators have been able to learn a lot more about this case. Now, Boise police were called out here early this morning for reports of a man who was breaking out windows with a crowbar. Now, they also say there's evidence that now appears to show that the man inside his home had fired shots out into the neighborhood. Now, police arrived on scene and tried to make contact with the man inside. Police say Officer Jason Green saw the man point a gun at an arriving officer, and that's when he opened fire, hitting the man inside. Due to the circumstances, police say they had to wait for SWAT members to arrive on scene before they could go inside, where they found the man deceased.
It appears as though it was about 3 hours from when the first officers arrived till when the subject was found deceased. And certainly it's one of those situations where very, very dangerous for officers responding.
Neighbors were evacuated to Whitney Elementary School, and officers used their Bearcat armored vehicle to help shield them as they moved. The name of the man who was shot has not yet been released by the coroner. Now, the Ada County Critical Incident Task Force is still here on scene investigating. Officer Jason Green has been put on leave, which is standard procedure anytime there is an officer-involved shooting. Now, there are still several details that have yet to be released, but we will keep you up to date on all of it as we uncover more. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Glenn. And let's take a closer look at exactly what happened this morning.
Yeah, investigators tell us around 1:30 this morning, a neighbor called police and told them that there was a man who was breaking out windows in a duplex with a crowbar. Officer Jason Green shot at that man after he says he saw the man point a gun at another officer.
Neighbors in the cul-de-sac were evacuated right after those shots were fired. And 4 hours later, after the scene was cleared and secured, officers found that man dead inside the home.
While police investigate the shooting,
Eric Gonzalez talked to one homeowner who saw the gunfight erupt right outside her window. He joins us now.
One woman I talked to says she ran up on police after she heard the first shots fired. Another neighbor that lives right across the street says police were crouched behind her car during the entire ordeal.
I heard the first gunshot. I wasn't sure if it was a gunshot or not, so I waited, and then I heard two more, and I knew it was gunshots, so I grabbed my phone, and you could hear that it was right outside of my house.
Heard a small gunfight down the street. I don't know what is going on.
There were plenty of neighbors who heard a firefight in the early morning hours. One witness, who we've decided not to identify, says she ran toward officers when she heard the first shot.
I thought I heard fireworks at first, but it wasn't fireworks, and then I was like, that's gunshots, and so I grabbed my grandma and we ran outside. I ran down to the end of the street, and there was two people walking the dog and the cops hiding behind cars, I think, and they were like, go, 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 so we just booked it back to my house.
And then I hear someone screaming like, no, 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 and then I heard like 10 to 15 more gunshots.
Daniel Gearhart lives right across the street from the house. She says she used her mattress for protection in case bullets came flying her way.
When I looked out at ground level, you could see the cops with their backs faced towards me, pointing their guns that way, so I was scared.
While Gearhart wasn't hurt, she's still shaken up at the thought of being so close. Now, Gearhart says that while she her neighbors were evacuated to a nearby elementary school, she says she was not. She was talking with police most of the morning. Back to you.
Now, Eric, did the woman who lives across the street, did she know the man?
Now, Gearhart says she did have a run-in with that neighbor a few months ago. She says she thinks it is the same man that was shot in the house. Back to you, Brent and Natalie.